Many people are talking about waterjet cutting. If you are new to this field and you're interested in what are the benefits and advantages from waterjet cutting technology, then you're just right here. My name is Peter Feiser and I'll guide you through the 7 what we think most important and most decisive advantages of this waterjet cutting technology. The first and maybe one of the most important points is the cuttable material variety. Only the waterjet is able to cut materials like foam or plastics with pure water under a high pressure of 4000 bars, but in the same way also harder materials like ceramics, aluminium, or even composites, which are very complicated to cut, with the add-on of sand abrasives to the waterjet to increase the cutting speed and the cutting efficiency. This waterjet cutting technology can be used for the different materials in the same setup without changing the setup of the machine. A second advantage of the waterjet cutting technology is the structural impact that is avoided by the waterjet. Whilst cutting with water, the material, especially metals, are cooled, and so there are no dangerous effects like hardening or bending of materials during the cutting process. Waterjet cutting is not only possible with simple 2D cuts, we can even use 3D technology for our waterjet. So we can start with very simple chamfers, but we can even cut more complicated shapes like we can see here on this turbine wheel. All that even goes to tube cutting, where we can use tubes inside the water tank and cut all different kinds of desired shapes directly into the tube shape. Another advantage of waterjet cutting is the very small cutting curve. The waterjet itself has a diameter of around 1 millimeter, which means that the cutting curve is also 1 millimeter. Therefore, we can use a very efficient nesting of pieces in plates, and we can have very small curves and also even can realize very precise angles that we can cut with our waterjet technology. The curve at the upper side, as we saw, has a width of 1 millimeter and 0.5 millimeter here on a very thin material of 2 millimeters, which gives us this V-shaped cutting curve, which is no problem for the cutted parts, because we can use 3D technology to automatically compensate this taper angle, which gives us perfectly 90 degrees shaped cutting angles. Further to that, the cutting surface is not only perfectly flat, it also offers a super quality, which is usually divided into 5 different qualities in waterjet cutting. With a standard cut up to a fine cut, we can really get a finished part quality without the necessity of additional CNC machining or removal of chamfers from the parts. Waterjet cutting not only is working with one cut at a time, we can even install multiple cutting heads on a machine, which gives us in the left setup 6 cutting heads which are cutting exactly the same shape at the same time. But we can even use different cutting heads for waterjet cutting, individually controlled. So we can even cut different shapes whilst the machine is working at once, and which gives us a super high flexibility and a super high efficiency. Last but not least, the seventh and very important point as well is the low impact on the environment with waterjet cutting. With waterjet cutting, we only use water, power, and for abrasive cutting, some abrasive sand, which is very good for the environment because we have no poisonous substances in the air, and we can even recycle the sand from our cutting cycle in a very simple way. The technology in high pressure pumps has also drastically improved in the past years, which makes waterjet cutting and the cutting system also qualified for governmental funds, which makes it even easier for interested customers to invest in the technology. These are our 7 most important points and features of the waterjet technology. If you have further questions, don't hesitate to contact us directly per phone or online on stm-waterjet.com. Thank you.